So I wrote up some things about manifestation secrets, and you can see it up here. And it's basically, in a nutshell, a lot of the hidden information that they typically don't speak about. So I'm just going to read it to you. It makes sense. Might as well just read it to you. Here's the deal. The subject of manifesting is something that I've been studying since picking up the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. At the age of 16 years old, I'm 42 now. And over the years, and after so many books, courses, and classes, I discovered the essence of how manifestation actually works and use it all the time to get what I want. So if you'd be obliged enough to continue to listen through the rest of this unit until the end, I'll get to what I've learned about it that is both useful and useless concerning the topic of manifestation. It won't take long because it's actually rather easy to do. So you're invited to set aside any preconceived notions or predispositions and draw your own conclusions only after we've concluded this report in its entirety. Now, in case you've lived under a rock these past couple of years, I've married a gorgeous wife, and we've been together for nearly 20 years, and we couldn't be happier or more satisfied. I have an amazing family. I'm independent from any bosses and jobs, and it's always been this way for the most of my adult life. I'm a successful day trader, and I'm the highest paid teacher in the world about how to become a great market analyst. I take massive pride and joy in showing others the wisdom I have learned over the past couple of decades. And I'm sure if you're in my same position as me, you do the exact same thing. Listen, I have multiple streams of income. I've developed incredible money making and other valuable skills. I eat what I want. I sleep what I want. I basically do whatever I want. Very few of my family or friends think they're capable of it, so I shouldn't be either. And they can't wrap their minds around how I'm even doing it or if I really even am. They're confused about me, but I am, and I have been living an affluent lifestyle, and a life for me only seems to get better no matter what it throws at me. And believe me, you're not special, okay? Life is throwing at me some pretty bad stuff. And the affluent lifestyle, just like you and everyone else, right? That's what I mean by that, okay? So the affluent lifestyle I live today truly is because of what I'm about to share with you here and now, okay? So you may be surprised to learn that before I learned what I'm going to be sharing with you here, I was homeless. I slept in the back of my pickup truck bed on a mattress without a sheet after graduating high school. I used to have to steal people's cans and cash them in for a deposit here in Michigan, or I would beg for quarters and maybe some money to survive. Like most teens, I wanted money, but I didn't want to have to obtain money by getting a job. I hopped from family to family or whoever would, a family to friend or whoever would take me in or feed me or help me or give me some sort of responsible, like no responsibility job that I can make quick work of and not have to like commit to, right? Basically, I was literally living a low life because I was one, and I felt bad about myself and making up excuses about how I was always the victim. I even contemplated suicide once after my girlfriend and I broke up. I felt so lost and alone, but all of that changed the moment I learned that I could control my own destiny through manifestation. I literally got my start from homeless all of what I have today because of what I'm about to reveal to you. So I encourage you to pay close attention to what happens when you begin to take manifestation seriously. Now, while these manifestations were an ongoing progressive thing and they all didn't happen overnight like some lottery, as many misguide you into believing will happen, I slowly over time developed a system, and it enabled me to basically like close my eyes and imagine what I wanted, and it would manifest rather quickly without me even needing to know why or how. Okay, I do it all the time, and it sounds incredible, I'm sure. But as you continue to find out more and more about what I had to reveal to you here, you're going to be most likely singing the same tune after you begin to put what I show you about manifestation right now into practice, okay? So then you can become a great investor, a sexy companion, successful person you've always wanted, intelligent, you get the education you want, whatever, okay, for you and your loved ones. And I kid you not, I get asked a lot about how I'm able to trade so well. They want to know how I discovered what I know and how I got so good at deciding when to enter and exit trades and why my trades seem to win more often than nearly anyone else. And the hidden answer it can be found at the start of, basically the very beginning of this report. I go through a scenario, okay? And I describe to you step by step about how to make successful trades. I'm cherry picking from this report. I literally used what I'm sharing with you before I get to my trade station to sit down, close my eyes, and apply this manifestation secret. The short way of saying it is that what you're about to discover is my successful way to ensure that all of my prayers come true. Okay? And I mean it. Now, before we get to the heart of what I know about manifesting, and I know it seems like we're dragging on, but we got to cover all the points. I want to admit that it pleased you to discover that I'm not using AI for this, okay? A lot of people are using AI anymore and pretending that I know all this stuff, or I'm just sharing what I know about what I'm doing is just sharing what I know about manifestation or teaching you. I'm not teaching you any modern new age horse pucky, okay? I'm not pretending that I just learned a bunch of stuff from an AI either, okay? And although admittedly I find the hive mind fascinating with AI technology, and it is the hive mind because we all feed it with our questions and inquiries, I want you to know up front that I may use the AI tools to maybe have cleaned up this report or whatever, okay? Other than that, I haven't tapped into any AI sources to help to reveal what I know to you, because even after interviewing some of them about manifesting, I'm talking about AI bots, I could tell they were programmed, just as this world is. And they're programmed to misguide you away from the truth with misinformation mixed in with some bits of truth. But most importantly, propaganda designed to support the current global economic, political, and religious infrastructure. Okay? The one that's existed forever, so I'm sure they're going to keep promoting it. I mean, they're going to advertise it. Why not keep advertising, right? So they've been doing it all along. They're going to keep doing it. After all, even the companies who produce these AI machines use the convenient excuse, though. However, AI is not perfect and can be wrong at times. You've seen it, okay? In today's day and age, I think it's safe to say this disclaimer, it can be translated as a clever way of saying, we will only tell you what we want you to know when you start asking certain questions that we don't like you asking. So even these elite companies that you're supposed to be able to trust will mislead you as well, because they know what the truth is and they know that it really does set you free. Okay? And I'm sharing with you what the truth is as you continue to listen. Okay? Free from the clutches of evil. You'll be free from the clutches of evil and free from any need from them or for them, right? So you must know by now, or have sensed, that the last thing any envious rich elite wants for you is to experience the lifestyle that they get to. Many of them desire power and enviously do not want you to become a free and rich elite yourself. How dare you become up and coming, right? How dare? Who do you think you are, Mr. or Mrs., right? Or whatever. Most of them think there are too many already, and any more would just make it even more overcrowded. But opinions are like noses, ain't they? Everyone has one and they all smell. This is America. Competition, baby, right? So here's the truth. I've discovered that hopefully, with a bit of luck, will set you free and lead you speedily and directly toward the affluent lifestyle like it has for me. Are you ready for this? Manifestation is an energetic perspective, okay? And here's how to do it the right way. Check this out. Most people wait until the state of fear, doubt, worry, or anxiety sinks in before they begin to seek solutions to solve a problem, okay? Instead, you need to get in the habit of knowing what you want ahead of time and stay on track day to day with your inner imagination. Make the changes now and don't wait for poo to hit the fan. Think about it. When something inevitably disrupts your life unexpectedly, you're going to find out quickly what is meant to be and not meant to be, right? But either way, it won't matter as you'll be ahead of it. And as long as you have started to get ahead now of any problem in your imagination, you stay ahead of it and you'll be able to remain calm, which is going to become an important factor later on. So one of the best analogies to illustrate this is that I can think of is a romantic relationship that evolves into a permanent separation. For whatever reason, the couple decides to separate. It usually involves now one or the other party realizing the significant other isn't valuable enough for them and worth the time, energy, and money to them anymore. Is basically what it turns out to be, right? Now, the other person who has just broken up with usually immediately panics and begins to do what? oh no, I promise. They beg, they plead, I'll change right away, right? Even though they may have been saying it all along, right? But saying one thing and doing another. So they beg and complain about how they're not the only ones at fault here and that there must be a solution where they can once be a couple again, right? That it takes two to tango, and they'll even attempt sometimes to demonstrate how they're being unfairly mistreated to the other, and may even resort to devaluing the other, hoping their pleas don't fall upon deaf ears and that their ex will reconsider the relationship, even if by control or emotional manipulation. Don't ask me how I know this stuff, by the way. Okay? They'll learn valuable lessons when a breakup happens, and many times it is too late, right? For most, that's usually what the whole point here is. The person might then, by default, just as they were taught to do in the movies, they'd sink into depression or listen to music designed to depress them even more. Okay? They might watch sad movies, or they, like I said, or they're even careful, they might head even more into a downward spiral straight into Poorville. So the key here is to be calm, be still. So like a drone, most people go through the motions in life to maintain their daily routines. And then suddenly, from nowhere, usually what happens? Something out of the blue comes along and throws a wrench in their perfect serenity, their perfect routine. Okay? Then the person gets anxious. They don't know what to do. This is new to them or whatever, right? But there's new emotions, new things involved. And this is on purpose, by the way. It's designed to get you to upgrade. Anyway, maybe they receive some unexpected news that disrupts their lifestyle, such as an additional or unexpected large expense. Okay? Getting robbed. Maybe they get robbed for cheated on or losing a home. A romantic partner, like we said. And in these situations, you must remember to choose your reaction carefully. That's the important part. You must not let revenge, hatred, anger, resentment, or any disallowing emotion begin to spread in your mind like wildfire. Okay? You got to get out of the water hose. You got to get that water hose out immediately and start spraying that down and get that fire out fast. It's natural and normal to feel these feelings at first, and it's healthy to get them out and let them go directly after any of these unforeseen circumstances occur, right? But at some point, once they're gone, you must stop tossing more wood and fuel on the fire and just let all of what you think is bad burn out, so to speak, and expect these kinds of circumstances that have once caused these feelings to never be again, and move on, right? This is what it means not to judge, and we're not going to get into any more about judgment. But in stressful moments like these, a person most likely due to lifelong brainwashing and programming by music and television and media and religious stories that are designed to keep you stuck in these lowered perspectives, suspectedly, right, begins to panic, and then they enter a state of hell. Most people do, right? And as a result, they're in this lowered state, and they're thinking from this perspective of fear or doubt or anxiety or depression. And while they think about what they'd rather have, okay, they link them together. They link that state with what they'd rather have instead, is what they want, right? And as they continue to think about what they'd rather have than what they've already gotten, then they maybe remind themselves to boot of a movie scene or a slogan they've heard or what their minister or guru or hero did or said, perhaps about how to plot revenge, as an example, or they default immediately to trying to correct the new circumstances around them that have occurred, not knowing it is an internal state that makes the change. And like a perpetual machine, they continue to manifest this external and internal hell for themselves while bouncing around day to day in this lowered state of being. This is very important. You may need to listen to me describe this to you again, okay? Because it seems complicated, but the more you listen, you might catch or pick up on something you may have missed, right? Because this is very powerful information. So when the feelings finally pass, and they always do, so when something really bad happens, you're going to get mad and upset. You just let them out. Just open the valve, let it out. And when it's out, you need to stay calm. And then you just need to accept your fate, okay? But at this point, if someone doesn't stay calm and they're plotting all of these revenge and they're doing all these things, it's just a feeling. Just let the feelings pass. Just say, let myself feel the resistance. Stop resisting, right? Accept what happened. Know that whatever just happened because it was already created from you internally. You're getting a result. Something isn't being initiated. Okay, most people think that whatever just happened is an initiation into something new. Whatever just happened was something that you initiated in the past to happen, and whatever is happening as a result of that past initiation. Don't get it messed up. Okay? So the idea here is people react with a very disallowing and resisting emotion while they think about what they want, and those two emotions link together and continue like on loop, manifesting the same thing, which is what they don't want. Okay? So while calm, if you remain calm, any reality you've accepted to become true for you in your imagination does, because it is the serenity, it is the peace and the joy state of mind that manifests. So a great way to react to any unforeseen circumstance instead is to get excited and smile and be grateful, knowing that this disruption must be preparing you for something so much better, and that you're going to learn so much, and that you're going to come out so much stronger as a result, right? When I was homeless, I was hungry, and when I'd get hungry, I'd get anxious. And while I was anxious, I'd think about getting hungry, and I'd become even more hungry. Go to think by linking those two together. And it seemed that no matter what I do, life would tease me, right? Life was so bad. Instead of eating, and even though I was hungry, I wanted to feel good, so I'd spend my money on cigarettes to catch a buzz. Why not? Okay. It certainly felt better than anything else in my life at the time. Okay. And it was the cheapest way to get the most buzzes for my buck. This led me to drinking and taking other substances. After all, if life is going to crap on me, I might as well feel good and party, right? This is why I got stuck starting out as a teenager, you know? This is where I got stuck internally in my head mentally, okay? This is what was on loop: sex, drugs, party. Not a bad gig. I was taught that life was one big party, and I agree that it should be celebrated, right? But making myself sick and addicted to money pits and becoming toxic to those who knew me because of the substance abuse was, I suppose, one way life could be lived. But the party, it seemed to have started to turned into this self-perpetuating hell we've been talking about. Not for just myself, but for everyone else who knew me too. I turned into some obnoxious, incoherent jerk to everyone. And at that time in my life, and for way too long after getting started, it seemed that as soon as I would catch a break, the only thing I would catch was a big, middle finger from the universe. And what I thought would come true for me turned out to be a big tease, as if I was the butt end of life and life was a big, fat joke. You know, my life had stooped so low at one point, I manifested an accident where I killed someone and spent the next several years beating myself up about it. I beat myself up about it and did not know how to treat anyone kindly. Definitely not myself. So I didn't, and I ruined just about every relationship I ever had with friends and family as a result. Today I can clearly see why it's no wonder so many have so little faith in life or themselves, okay? There's just simply too much of this misery going on in people's lives, and they have no idea and are not being taught how to properly manifest. So what I eventually learned was to turn this around, because what is supposed to be done instead when you're manifesting is to seek inner peace and serenity and joy before entering your imagination into the realm of anything, any new possibility. No matter how stressful of a situation you are involved in, no matter how much you believe it is unfair to you, it's supposed to happen. You will never be able to manifest what you desire if you're in any sort of disallowing state beforehand, such as these, right? rather than entering a heavenly and pure state of mind ahead of time. And this is important, without the use of drugs or artificial euphoria. And then imagining what you desire. That's it. You link peace, you link serenity and joy up with what you want to manifest. That's the dirty little secret that seems to be scrubbed and distorted. Well, you must ask yourself, why is this not common knowledge? How many people teach you this? After all, it's useful and practical, don't you agree? It encourages growth, creativity, and positivity for you. It brings more serenity and peace. It's a healthy and important tool of life, and I should hope anyone who learns what I just shared with you here today will take it seriously and begin to use it right away. Well, there's an entire industry that keeps you busy writing down goals 369 times a day or whatever, right? And practicing lesser magic by getting hyped up and visualizing and shouting affirmations or following gurus and such. I'm not saying these things don't have their place. They're just more or less physical activities and busy work that provide no real results. What you get from them are good feelings in the moment, and as long as you feel them, then you can begin tricked in believing and to accept, you're in a lower position. But it's okay. You feel okay. And the current circumstances in life they're okay, There's not really anything I can do about it. I'm just going to feel good after saying affirmations. See? Okay? So when you get frustrated, you get stuck in a vicious cycle, searching for how to get what you want. And you're forced to turn them in. You're forced to turn yourself back to the industry again and again and again, searching for the answer. And what are you taught? You're told that the good life comes after this one if you're good here. That's eventually what you discover in the end. That's what they're saying. Oh, in the end, it's after the end where you get to good stuff. So there you have it. I enjoy mentoring and providing valuable lifelong learned information is about day trading and investing. But I also like sharing my knowledge and information that I know. I hope you found this useful, and I hope you get out there and kick some butt. Okay? It's the best thing I found out for trading psychology.